Hello everyone, what's going on? Gareth the Master 974 back again today. Hopefully the audio is okay. I'm trying something different. Regardless, welcome to a video about old Portal maps that I made around 2012. Now I'm in the Portal 2 authoring tools because there is one map in particular that I specified that was for Portal 2. So if I go under old Portal chambers, then I don't know if it's 01 or 01D. I'm going to be a little risky. I'm going to say 01D. And so I need to auto size the views. Now I need to stress, yeah, this is definitely Portal 2 by the way as well. So yeah, I do need to emphasize I've not looked at any of these maps since the last time I edited them in 2012. So I have no idea what I'm going into. And the whole point of doing this is to just showcase some of the earliest Valve maps that I would have worked on over 10 years ago at this point. It's hard to believe that I've been doing like mapping stuff for over 10 years at this point, and maybe the very first map I ever made is going to be somewhere amongst the collection of maps that I'm going to showcase. Now this is obviously a Portal 2 Aperture Science Innovators style kind of map. And you can see I didn't really know what to do with the lighting at the beginning. So I got the elevator at the start, and you go through here and there's a gel dropper, and that seems to be it. Now you can tell I really didn't know how to do anything with the Portal 2 aesthetic, and yeah, it's looking like this room is pretty bad, to be honest. So I don't think there's anything more to say about this. It's just it's too empty, it's too basic to really commentate on. I wanted to see if there was anything in particular inside of here that we could look at, but no, it's just there's no gameplay or anything. So it's just like a style test, and you can see it's not even like contained. So yeah, that's pretty empty and pretty basic. So what I'm going to do now is move on to Portal 1, because every other map I'm going to look at is for Portal 1. So I'll be right back. And I'm back everyone in Portal 1 using Hammer++. I'm actually just going to move that down there so I get a little extra space. So let's take a look at some of the other maps. So if I go to old Portal maps, then let's take a look at Test. I want to see what Test is. And again, I'm going to have to auto size the views. So as we can see here, there's no blocks sealing the outside of this elevator, and presumably would just go up. You could tell that there's a misalignment of the elevator, there's some glitchiness going on with the floor, and I don't know what's supposed to happen here. I guess you just go in and there's a box dropper, and just put the box on the button, you go for the door, then there's an emancipation field, then there's another door, and there's an energy pellet apparently. And so that's that. Then we've got this section over here where there's a portal gun and some stairs and this lift platform. I don't even remember making this. So it's probably not even a map that I did. Oh, and of course you've got this out here. It's like a really small scaled down version of the behind the scenes area. Don't know why that's as small as it is, and there's just a white block out here as well. I'm not even sure this is something that I made, to be honest with you. It's probably just like some test map that I got from someone somewhere, and it's just this. So that's a little bit of a disappointment. So if we close out of Test, then we know Test is done. So what about Chamber 1? No, there's two versions of Chamber 1. Oh, it's pretty much the exact same thing. So there's not much really to say because it's exactly the same. And there's a invalid solid apparently, which is right here for some reason. Just like a, oh, and then there's the door here, so it just ends. So Test is not even like a complete version of that map that I just showed you. It was like a early version. Okay, so there's nothing more to say there. I'm sure chamber _1 is pretty much the exact same thing, except that solid is just no longer present. Again, there's still that section. There's still supposed to be the elevator, or sorry, the unstationary scaffold, excuse me. I can't talk today. I can't talk period, but you know, I know what I'm on about, but that's just the same sort of shit. It's just there's nothing there, nothing to comment on. Okay, so it looks at test chamber. No, actually we didn't. Let's look at test chamber 1. So as we can see, we've got this area, and there's a wake up bed here, so presumably we'd wake up here. We've got this observation area overlooking a pit, and of course there's the cake, but you can't get to the cake. Oh, and look at the recessed lights, they're sticking out of the top of the walls, so that's not what they're supposed to be doing, but okay. And so we'd go out here, and again there's just a unstationary scaffold to take you over here, and then from inside of here presumably you'd get a portal that takes you up in this direction, and that's as much as I did. Alright, now this is a whole section back here. The portal takes you through here, then there's the stairs, the portal stairs. So go through here with all the metal walls looking very tall and very menacing, and then you'd go down here where there's a box dropper presumably, or just a mechanism, yeah, a box dropper to get a box, and then that takes you up here, and you got yourself a chamber lock which has some section to go down. It's probably ripped straight out of the portal sample map, and that takes you up into that area. So if memory serves, I might know what's coming up in test chamber 2. Let's take a look. 6 solids were deleted. Okay, so you'd come out of here. Oh my days, it's looking really bad this. I apologise, it's just like really bad polygonal errors. And you know what it is? It's because there's this section in the middle. So hold on, let's fix all of type so you can kind of hopefully see what's going on. I think what it is it's supposed to be like a cylindrical brush or something in the center of the room, and I probably was lazy and used the carve tool or something, and yeah, if you don't use the carve tool, ladies and gentlemen, you just don't do it. It's really bad. It leads to shit like this happening, and I can't even show you what's going on because apparently it's not even fixed the errors. You know, it's just not capable of fixing the it's not capable of fixing it. So let's see, can I turn it off? Is it just a brush? No, is it standard world? Okay, there we go. Yeah, it's part of the problem that I can't actually tell you what's going on. It seems like it's a portal gun, so we can make that assumption. There's supposed to be holes in the glass, so portals fire out and you can navigate around the tests, but there's like 2 floors to it. But yeah, it's obvious these attempts to fix the broken geometry just isn't working, so I apologize for that. I can't really show you much of that one. It's a bit of a disaster. Oops, I've just closed out of something. That's not good. Okay, do that. So let's take a look at another one. That was test chamber 2. We did test. How about sewers 01? What's sewers 01? Okay, so I need to figure out where we start. I think we start over here, and there's just this cog reel or something. There's water glitching for the floor, but presumably that rises up to allow you to go over here. Then there's this, go through here, and then there's a train a long way away. It's a razor train as well, which is just going out into the void, so that's just gonna cause a map leak immediately, and you'd go all the way down here, and presumably you'd have to, oh okay, it doesn't even look like it's going in a straight line relative to the tracks. And that's because I don't think it is. If you look over here, that's where the first, well, that's where the second one is actually. And the start one's all the way over there. So, yeah, that's pretty shit. Let me tell you, that's really bad. Okay, so that's another pretty useless map to go over. So I guess Portal 01 next. Let's take a look at Portal 01. So presumably you'd start here in this area. There's this button that would do something, and we'd have to use portals to figure out where we're supposed to go. Presumably we'd just fall through here, and that's just the end of the test. And you'd come out up here, there's a door, we can go through the door. It's a behind the scenes area, and the behind the scenes area takes us to another behind the scenes area, and that's the map, or so it seems. So it's supposed to have a box, and you're supposed to do something with the box to you know, get out of this area, I would imagine. Okay, so that's Portal 01, not much to say there. So what about Portal 02? And we'd come out of this area, and we just have these pillars, I guess, and that's it. So again, that's just very rudimentary, nothing much to say about that. So yeah, we done chamber 1, I believe we did. Yeah, we did all those. We did sewers, we did test, and we did test chamber 1 and 2. So the one that's probably piqued your interest the most is this called Portal City. So there's a few maps in here, and I really don't know where to start. So how about Portal City Introduction? So, oh Jesus, look at this. Okay, I think I have vague memories about this, in all honesty. So let's see if I can remember what was meant to happen here. So we've got a player here, or maybe it's a teleport. And from what I can guess, oh my days, I think it's just going to be like a really bad kind of like Half-Life 1 sort of intro sort of thing. So we've got the anti-mass spectrometer here glitching out like crazy, and supposedly you were just supposed to teleport into the map somehow, somewhere. There's this curved path track, so there's presumably a train that's meant to go down a particular path, or maybe it's supposed to be like the train station, so you're on a train and you're here, you're arriving in this place, and there's this path you can go into. You go up and you see this just massive open structure. You end up at the top, and then in here it's, or maybe you start from up here and come down. I don't know what happens, but yeah, it's kind of interesting. Don't really remember this though, so it's not what I was anticipating. Presumably you'd just get on the train and go somewhere, but okay, that was Portal City Introduction. It's bad, let's put it that way. How about City Main Map? Okay, I remember this map because I vaguely remember I did a video on my YouTube channel on this YouTube channel a very long time ago, alluding to something like a Portal City, and it's just this open area with just cube blocks and these pyramid sort of toppings on them. And yeah, it's a little bit bigger than that. Of course, I could turn off the skybox textures, I believe, so you get an idea of just what the map was all about. So you can see it's just a big, massive, empty kind of nonsense kind of thing. Oh, and all these pointy blocks aren't even tied to func details, so you know I didn't know anything about optimization at this point in time. But again, I guess the idea was to create a big open map, and there's explosive barrels there for some reason. But yeah, it's just like a big open map to say, yeah, this is a big city. So you could kind of see what I was trying to do, and there's a wall separating like two halves of the city. So I don't know, was I trying to imitate like Berlin or something in the 1940s, 1950s, something like that? But anyway, how about City Level 1? Oh, there's spheres. 2 spheres connected together, actually. So that looks like the umbrella symbol, doesn't it? Of like Resident Evil. So I don't know, if memory serves, I wanted to try and use like a Aperture Science Innovators style test. So there's this section contained within a very small sphere, and then you can kind of look out and observe, but then you go into like a bigger sphere and there's portal elements that were supposed to happen inside of here. But I think with the sphere brushes you end up with invalid geometry, and hence why some of these brushes look the way they do. So I don't know what was happening with that necessarily, but yeah, that's something. Again, not much to say about that. So how about city test 1? So okay, it's looking a little bit more involved, isn't it? So I presume this is either the start or the end, and looking at it, it could very well be the end because of the landmark that's here. So let's see, there's definitely a player starting around here, so I don't know what's going on with that. But let's say we start here, so then we go and we drop down, we go into here, then we get at the start of the test, there's a portal gun, we get a box dropper, we're supposed to put it on the button, I assume that allows you to go down into here, then something over here is supposed to open up, fall down. Oh god, there's a lot of grates around here, but again it's the same kind of premise, just get the boxes on the button. And then you'd go down to a platform that takes you over here. That takes you to the end. Presumably you'd have a level transition in this tiny little cramped area. So that's Portal City Test 1 going into City Test 2. And it's a gun. You get a gun and you can shoot it. Oh, and there's a load of zombies, of course, because there has to be a load of zombies there. So that's something. Yeah. So I know I've not said this yet, but this Portal City thing was like one of the first attempts at a Portal mod I ever did, and obviously I didn't really go anywhere with it. But it's kind of evolved and grew into what is a sort of Portal mod that I'm working on right now. That you know, it's just going to take a million years to come to fruition because I just keep changing my my ideas around all the goddamn time, and it's not nice. But that's what I have to say about that. There's God, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened there, but I don't know if that's even meant to be the start or the end or what. But yeah, I guess there's two boxes and they're tied together. Then I don't know, is that the entrance or is that the exit? It's probably the exit, but again, so you like spawn inside of here somewhere maybe. Then you just go out and then there's this curved stairs, something to do with the boxes, and then you just, I don't know, come out here. There's just this section for some reason. And then there's a elevator that takes you to the next level, I guess. Yeah, I don't really know what to say about that, to be honest. So that was test 1. You know what? I want to look at Spaceship. I want to see what Spaceship is. And it is fucking awful. Like, what on earth is meant to be going on here? So I think I have an idea. It was supposed to be based off of like a frigate from Halo, and you kind of see that it's just the proportions are all wrong. It's all brush based, and I guess it's supposed to have some sort of laser device at the bottom. That's what the laser there is, and I don't know, is that like another laser out the front, like another laser gun kind of thing? And you'd have the bridge up here. That's where the player is, and being able to overlook all of this and the engine at the back. So I guess that was the idea of this. So yeah, again, very primitive and very shit, let's put it that way. There's something down here as well, like an observation deck, but it's only textured on the inside for whatever reason. Okay, so what about level 4? What's level 4 supposed to be? There is a button that's connected by a load of cables, and yeah, I don't know what the purpose of that is. Or there's water down there with a separator. I presume the button would do something with the water to allow you to continue, but again, there's not much to say about that. I don't even remember making half of. I don't even remember making half of these. Like, honestly, what about water? What is water? Well, I know what water is, but you know what I'm saying. Like, what is this map? Well, there's water. That's true. And there's just a hole in the wall and another hole in the wall. So what the fuck is what kind of map is that? What kind of map is this? I don't even know what to say. Like, honestly. So we did. So there's, you know what? Let's go do turret test. It's pretty short, so yeah, there's nothing here. There's a gun though, like a funk tank, I guess, but nothing more than that. It's just like a broken glass shards and then just a glass pane. I guess it was just to see if the funk tank worked, I guess. So let's probably open up the best map, Zombie Shooter. Let's just see what Zombie Shooter was. So we're up here, we've got a gun, and there's, you know, a button there. The player spawns here. We've got like some invisible volume. There's a portal gun over there. And we've got a load of zombies. There's something going on up here, like laser beams or something. Maybe they're meant to like shoot at the zombies. And yeah, there's just poisonous goo down below. And you just fall into that and presumably get killed. And that's all there is to say about that. Right, there's something outside the map as well, it looks like. Oh, it's here. That is a G-Man. There's a G-Man outside the map for whatever reason. So that's interesting. Oh, and there's a just play up there. Okay, so I think that's all the maps. I don't really need to say anything else about, well, anything that's here. It's just to look back at some of the earliest Hammer maps I ever made. Unfortunately, the first map I ever made wasn't included here. But I can tell you it was just one block with just random entities. And I remember when I built the map and I just fell into the void, I was confused why it didn't work. What is it happening? Why is it not doing what I wanted it to? And it's, you know, it's obvious. I hit that mic, excuse me, but you know, it's like obvious that it was just not right at all. But I didn't know. But I think that's where I really got started and sort of self-taught myself how to use the Hammer editor without using like YouTube videos and stuff like that, to then be in a position to do tutorials myself to try and help people out. But that's my origin story, at least. This is a look back at the first sort of Portal project that I would have worked on. That never really went anywhere, let's face it. And some of these maps are pretty shit. And I don't even need to compile them for you to know they're going to be pretty bad. So I guess that's where I'm going to have to round the video off, because I really don't have anything else to say. So yeah, let me know what you think. And hopefully the audio's been okay as well. So take care out there, everyone. Peace out and see you next time.